Welcome back, traders. In this video I'm going to show you how to build custom blocks and use it inside the builder of Strategy Quant X to generate strategies and different variations of it. These custom blocks will be based on some idea that you have that you can bring it inside. So I chose the concept of floor pivots. If you don't know anything about floor pivots, they used to use it in back the open cry pits in Chicago, and it's a way of calculating some resistance levels R1, R2, R3, and S1, S2, S3 for support. And basically, usually the price hovers between S1 and R1, and when it passes R2 or S2, it's considered a high volatility day. There are many strategies on it. I'm not going to bother you with that. You can read about it and learn. Basically, it's a way of having some level of breakout or breakdown. The way to calculate it, there are many calculations. This one uses these calculations. I'm going to use this calculation. So the floor pivot is calculated as follows. The pivot point of yesterday, so today in the morning you wake up, so you take yesterday prices in the day session, so the high of the high of the day yesterday plus the low of the day yesterday plus the close of yesterday divided by 3, that's the pivot point. And then R1, S1, R2, S2, R3, S3 are all a calculation related to this. So for example, resistance 1 is 2 times pivot point minus low of yesterday. And S1 is the minus the high, R2 is pivot point plus high minus low, and so forth. So a simple strategy could be if the close goes above resistance 1, then that's a breakout, and then we go long. And if the close goes below S1, then that's a breakdown, and then we go short. And of course you can change R1, R2, R3, or S1, S2, S3, or you can pick the open, the low, the close, whatever. It's just a level to use for breakout or breakdown. So now that we have this formula, I'm going to go to Strategy Quant X, and we go to Algo Wizard, and you pick a new, and it doesn't matter here. We're going to use the customize feature. So before I taught you this, which is a way to build, so for example, the point of initiation, open, high, low, close, and now we can go to custom blocks. As you can see, I built many of these. It's a new feature in Strategy Quant X, and it's an excellent feature to add. So I built some volatility patterns, but today we're going to go over the floor pivots. So floor pivots S1. So if we can go back to the formula. So S1 is 2 times pivot point minus high. And my strategy is for S1, the close has to be smaller than S1 to go short. So the close 0 means today. This is the shift. So close of today, and this could be if you're doing intraday, so close 0 means close of this bar. So if the time is, let's say, 10 a.m., that means the close of 10 a.m. is smaller than whatever the pivot is. But the pivot calculation is based on the daily. So it's 2 times the pivot point at this time. So these two brackets holds the pivot point. So it's high of daily yesterday plus close daily yesterday plus low daily yesterday divided by 3. All this is the pivot, and then minus the high of daily yesterday. So that's the formula. So of course I did these for all of them, and we're going to create the, let's say, R1 just as an example. So how to enter this formula in. So we go to, we say, let's say starting from 0. Actually, let me do one. So this is a unique key for Strategy Quant X. It can be anything. I'm just gonna put 1, 2, 3, 4. The name is what's gonna show up in the blocks. So we'll call this floor pivot R1 and temp, because I'm going to use this just to show you how to build it. Okay, so now this is the block, and then I'm going to add a condition to that block, and then we need this on the side to see. So we're doing the close smaller than, sorry, it's R1, so the close is higher than. So I'm going to pick the close. So remember, we want to do the close now, regardless of it's daily or intraday. So I'm going to pick the close now. It's here, but if you want it, it's in the price. So I can go to daily close. I'm going to go to close. So the close and shift is 0 because the close now is greater than, and then I need to see the formula. It's 2 times the pivot point minus low of yesterday. So as you can see, first one is 2 times pivot. That's a section. And then this is the other section. So the first formula is minus, is this one. So I pick function minus. And now I have these two parts. So this is part 1 and this is part 2. Part 2 is easy. It's low of day yesterday. So I go to part 2, which is low of yesterday. Shift by 1. So that's the low of yesterday. And then part 1 is 2 times the pivot point. Remember, the pivot point is high plus low plus close, all of them of yesterday divided by 3. So now first I need to do the multiplication part. So this left part is a multiplication. So left function is a multiplication. And now part 1 is 2, that's easy. So it's a number, and that's 2. And then this part is the pivot point. Now the pivot point is 3 items addition divided by 3. So it's a division first. So then we pick function division. And then the right part is easy, it's 3. And the left part is addition. So first we do the 3, that's the easiest part. So again, it's a number, 3. And then the left part is the addition of 3. Now, addition is only 2 parts, so we'll do 2 of them. So part 1, again, it's the high, low, and close. So I'll do high, and this is high, daily, yesterday. And then here, since it's only 2 parts, I'll do another addition inside, but they're all in the same parentheses, so it will work out. So we'll pick the low and the close. And then just to make sure, it's the high plus low plus close. High, low, close, they're all addition. And as you can see, there are 2 parentheses here. When I put the mouse on the second parentheses, you can see the whole equation. And then divided by 3. And when I put this parentheses, you can see that this is a whole division. And then when I put the mouse on this another parentheses, and you can see now it's including the multiplication by 2, which is the pivot point. And then they are all minus low of D. So this is correct. Okay, now that I have it, I say save. And now floor pivots is saved. Okay, now in Strategy Quant, to build the opposite side, so usually if you want to go long, you're going to do the opposite going short. So you need to tell Strategy Quant which one is the opposite of which one. So in our case, I did some of them. So in this case, let's say floor pivot R1 is opposite pivot S1. And again, I can do here. Floor pivot S1 is the opposite of, I'm going to choose existing, and it's the opposite of S1, opposite of R1. And then floor pivot S2 is obviously the opposite of R2. And then floor pivot S3, opposite R3. So just to make sure and save. So S1 opposite R1, R1 opposite S1, S2 R2, S3 R3, R2 S2, R3 S3. And I'm going to delete this one. And just to make sure, you can see that floor pivots R1 is exactly the same as the one we just created. So I'm going to delete this. Okay, now that we are in Builder, I'm using the same futures data that we brought in previous video. Let's put this down. So full setting, it's we're using 98 to 2010. This is my default actually building process, but we're just going to change. Okay, we're going to build a simple strategy, both short and long, and I picked no symmetry. SQX random generation, and here I pick 0 to 1. So I only need one condition to be true, and I'll show you why. And then the rest are normal, and then I'm not requiring stop loss or profit target in the beginning. Okay, in building blocks, let's pick 0. So it's currently one block selected. Pick all, pick 0 block. Okay, and 0 block, and 5 blocks selected. This is the stop entry building block. So I have close, high, low, open, and the ATR. This is for stop limit price ranges. But you have to pick something from here. This is the level that the trade is going to be entered at. So while this is the condition to get the signal true or false, this is the level. So you need to pick something from here. Indicators I'm not going to pick because that's also used as a signal. So let's go back to signals, and then I can show you that if you go all the way to custom, and you can see these are the head lines. So candle pattern, CCI, we need custom, there it is, custom conditions. These are the custom blocks that you build. So in my case, custom blocks. So these are the blocks that's going to show up in here. Now if I pick, let's pick long only. So I'm going to pick R1, R2, R3. So I'm only going to long when the price is higher than these, and the price will be one of these guys. Sorry. Okay, so this is my signal. When this signal is true, go long. Okay, now I picked long and short, so I'm gonna go back here and say long only. So now I'm only gonna go long when one of these conditions is true. Okay, and then I'm gonna exit, and you can see here I set one exit condition, exit after bars. And if you click on custom, you can set this to a value or a generated value. So let's say you can exit between 2 bars and 15 bars, step 1. So then the strategy is going to look for these conditions. So yes, entry is done. Then on entry, some strategies with the same entry going to exit in 2, in 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever number of bars. Now I'm going to fix it to a fixed value of 10 bars. Okay, so regardless of the strategy of how it's going to enter, it's going to exit after 10 bars from entry. Okay, let's go to build now and start building. See what comes out. I did set some rankings to filter trades, but let's leave that out for now. I just want to show you what's the code's going to be. So stop. So you see here, it's called the long signal entry. It's a custom block. That's one of my blocks. Okay, and if you go to easy language, it will show you. I use easy language, so it will show you exactly what it is. So in this case, the long entry signal is value 1 greater than value 2. Value 1 what? Is the close. Value 2 in this case is 2 times, this is the pivot point, divided by 3, minus low. And if you remember, this would be 2 times pivot point minus low. So this is R1. Okay. Now I can pick also the S and go long and short. Save. Let's clear all this. If you pick only one condition, so this is now long and short, but I'm picking only one condition in entry rule. That means it can only use one condition, and in our case it's going to be either an R1, R2, R3, S1, S2, S3. So only one of them. So let's go back here, and so long entry signal is value 1 less than value 2. So the close, which is value 1, smaller than. So this has to be a S1, S2, or S3. So 2 times pivot points minus L high. So this is S1. And short entry is value 1 greater than value 2. So close is higher than pivot points plus high minus low. So this is R2. Okay, and if we go to the next one, so this one again is this is R1, 2 times pivot point minus low, and the short signal is S3. It's low minus 2 times pivot point, low minus 2 times pivot, high minus pivot point, high minus pivot point. And for example, this one, you will see a list of trades always exiting after 10 bars. And you can see here in the close type, it's exit after X bars. And they're all after 10. So you can see. So for example, March 19, exit April 3. And April 6, exit 22nd. April 28, exit. Now remember, this is not 10 bars because it includes holidays, yes? So in the chart, the number of bars since entry does not include holidays. So it only includes actual bars. So that's why you'll see it's not actually 10 days. It is including the holidays, which is minimum weekends plus any holiday in between. Okay? And of course, these strategies now can be, although it's you decided on this, but it's like anything in Strategy Quant in every other aspect. You can do robustness testing, you can do ranking, money management, all the things that you're used to do in Strategy Quant X, you can do on this. It's just you picked exactly what what is the logic of the signal is.
Thank you for watching. I hope you got some use out of this video. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell so Google algos can pick up on these things and show it to other traders. See you in the next video.